exhilarating journey through the world of football and beyond. We're more than just scoreline predictions and match analysis. Get ready for a diverse range of shows designed to ignite your passion for sports. Step into the action with our lineup of shows: Champions Crystal Ball for all UEFA tournaments, Premier League Game Month Show, La Liga Game Month Show, Libertadores Vision for Copa America and Copa Libertadores, Goal Plus Africa covering AFCON and African football, Harem B Stars Unleashed predicting Kenyan national football team matches, Eurovision for European tournaments, and the Football Debate Show, your go-to for the hottest debates. And that's not all. Dive into the excitement of NHL, NBA, NFL, T20 cricket, rugby sevens, and much more. Football Overseas is your hub for a wide range of sports. Football Overseas, where passion meets sports. Join us on this thrilling journey, subscribe, engage, and be part of the excitement. Buckle up for an adrenaline-pumping ride. The game is on. Stay tuned with Football Overseas, and let's celebrate the world of sports together.
Okay, so hey guys, welcome to a new stream. This is Manchester Derby, and this is Pep versus Amorim game, and Man City versus Man United. So I have a guest, Alf. How are you doing, Alf?
I'm doing great. That answer may very well change depending on the results on Sunday. But at the moment, I'm doing great.
Yeah. So, how are you feeling ahead of the game?
I'm feeling mixed emotions, to be honest. On one side, I want to be confident in and say we're going to win because it is a forward Man United team. Let's be honest, but we're also forward, and I feel like a derby. It doesn't matter how good either team is. Both teams will show up in a derby. I think right now, Man City need to show that we want to win, and if we can do that, I think you can see some promising results then. But we have to start showing it. We have to start showing desire to win.
Yeah, and I heard that your team had a lot of injuries ahead of this game. Like, does that increase your confidence or reduce it?
I did really, if I'm being honest. In both cases, I think it's not about player quality in this game. Maybe Donnarumma can make a difference because Donnarumma is a really great goalkeeper, and their goalkeeper is admittedly very poor. So maybe Donnarumma can make the difference, but I don't think that player quality is the question here. Both Man City and Man United are underperforming quite a lot at the moment.
Yeah, to be honest, as a United fan, we haven't had a good, confident performance, especially considering, yes, we beat Burnley, but we struggled to beat Burnley. We had to have Bruno Fernandes score a penalty in the last minute in target time for us to beat Burnley. In these games, we used to be beating Burnley with confident results. Remember, in Ferguson times, we used to beat Burnley with 3-0, 4-0, but nowadays we are struggling to beat Burnley. And and also the game against Fulham, we could have scored more goals. We could have been more aggressive. Like once we scored against Fulham, we should have converted our shot into goals. And why? And I feel like Amorim should start Sesko in those games. He should have started Sesko against Arsenal. I know Sesko did not have much fitness, but we needed Sesko against Arsenal. We needed Sesko to start against Fulham. And he started Sesko at a game where against a fourth division side, and that was the game that we needed him to rest for other games. So I feel like Amorim needs to learn a better man management. And yeah, also the thing with Bruno cannot play as a CM. Bruno is not a CM. Bruno plays better as an attacking midfielder. And with Cunha maybe being out injured, Bruno can at least play in his natural position. And I think the
But
goalkeeper,
I think though you don't need Cunha injured for that. You can have Cunha on the left, Bruno in the middle, and then Membuemo on the right, and you'd still be fine, I think.
yeah, or maybe we can have Cunha, Mbomo, and Mount compete for the attacking midfielder spots so that each of them can push each other. But also, yeah, I know Mbomo can play right wing and Cunha can play left wing as well. They're versatile. But I don't think Amorim's system allows left wingers or right wingers. He's more of a right M, left M.
But surely for a game like this, you have to adapt a bit. You can't play your usual system against big teams. Yeah, I mean, every game you're gonna have to tweak a little bit. When you play against a big team, you have to make some big changes. And Man City is very weak on the wings. That's where you need to exploit it. Fullbacks are poor for the City. Exploit that fullback area. That's what you need to do, I think.
Yeah, and yeah, I saw your game against Tottenham, and I saw how Tottenham exploited their wings. Like your defenders cannot keep up with Tottenham's wingers, especially people like Kudos and also that other guy on the left wing. You guys struggled, and I feel like United, if we play good on the wings, we can actually beat you guys in this game. It's all about how we can close the ball from the wings to the box, and that's what we have been struggling at.
I, I
Games.
mean, yeah, but still, that's something you need to work on then, because I'll be honest, if Man United can't break Man City down on the wings, I don't think there's much chance for Man United to score at all. There's only going to be one area of opportunity for United. That's going to be down the fullback areas. If you can't exploit that, I'm sorry, with Gvardiol coming back, you won't have any pleasure going down the middle.
Yeah, yeah, I do agree. Our midfield needs to also improve as well. So I think we need to improve on our wing play as well as United. There's still a lot of work to be done.
I mean, yes, I mean that's the case with Man City as well. Our midfield isn't great either, but I'm curious, who does Man United start in your opinion? Because I've heard some people say Ugarte and Casemiro. Heard some people say Kobe Mainu and Ugarte. I've heard some people say Casemiro and Kobe Mainu. What would your choice be?
Yeah, for this midfield, I'll say I'll want somebody like Kobe and Ugarte. I feel like Casemiro doesn't play well against big teams. He has lost the legs to play well against big teams. He plays well against small teams that doesn't press him well in the midfield. Um, it doesn't take away the fact that we do need a midfielder who can ball play. I don't think Ugarte can do that. Yeah, so I think the best option in the midfield is Kobe and Ugarte. That's what I can say. The best option is.
That's interesting actually because I was talking to an other Man United fan and he told me that Casemiro is more press resistant. I mean, I've not watched Man United a lot because you're so low on the table. So I don't really know what Casemiro is looking like right now. But if I think back about Casemiro at Real Madrid, you could not get the ball off him. So you're now saying he's not press resistant at all. Is that what you're saying?
No, what I'm saying is that Casari, yeah, he has not been the same since he left for Man United. Since he left for Real Madrid, that's the issue. Also, yeah, also Gate has not played well. So the thing is, United needs a midfielder, and that's something that should have been slated. A midfielder that can play the center, the CM spot. I'm not saying that both Ugarte and Casemiro are the solution for the long term, but long term we do need to get a CM. We needed Balemba or somebody like Wharton, but a midfielder is needed. And
So
Ineos will not ignore that fact. Yeah.
for Man City, we do have some injuries, but we have also got some players returning. We're gonna have Rodri, Tijani Reinders, Foden, all fit in that midfield. If you want to talk about midfield area, what does Man United do against that midfield? Because I think if our midfield is Foden, Tijani Reinders, and Rodri, I think you're kind of cooked if I'm being honest. Because Foden always turns up, by the way, against you guys. Um, actually, how scared are you of Foden? Because a lot of Man United fans are telling me now, "Oh, Foden isn't that guy." How scared are you of Foden? Because I think he's been bored for a while, but once he gets back onto rhythm, I think we'll have the old Foden straight back.
Yeah, I'll say for Foden, I'm not as scared as the other midfielders, wingers will have been. Foden is not obviously the best that he has been. He has fallen off a bit, but Foden back in his day used to be a good winger. I think Foden needs to improve on his confidence, but I feel like I'm confident if Foden plays and we play a good defender on that side, we can be able to pocket Foden in that game.
Here's the thing though with Foden. Even if you pocket him all game, um, he can score a goal from outside of the box, and that's in fact the thing he did in the fourth beat season for us. He was playing terrible, but he scored a goal outside of the box against you guys after Rashford scored his goal, and then Man City got back into the game, even though we were playing terribly up until that point. Foden does not need to play well to have an impact.
Yeah, and again, that is the issue of United is, I think what you have mentioned is the midfield, right? How opposition can bypass the midfield and easily score goals against the defenders. That's something that should be fixed in the training pitch, and also because our midfield should be strong enough so that they can be able to withhold possession and also be able to create chances to score. So yes, that's something that Ruben Amorim should make sure. How can he make his midfield strong enough to withhold City's possession? Because I know City is good at playing to the middle of the park. That's what City has been strong at season after season. That's what you play. You play through the center of the park, then you play to your wingers, then you score.
I mean that's interesting. I think when you think about Pep Guardiola, you think about midfield, right? That's the area you think about. Our midfield is getting bypassed. I mean, I think people maybe not talk about it enough. Man City's entire style of play depends on our midfield, and teams are just deciding to go around our midfield, avoid that area where you can't win, and just play ping pong football. Now, Amorim, he likes ping pong football on occasion, which, by the way, just saying, Amorim has played Pep twice, 2 wins, 1 draw for Amorim. Maybe Amorim's style suits playing against Pep Guardiola. Um, do you think you just avoid playing through midfield then? Because, again, I was live with Touchline and he said we need to dare to play passes. And I said, no, I disagree. You just need to play a ball over the top. What's your approach to that?
Yeah, I've seen United play good matches, especially. I know preseason is not a good thing to compare with, but during the preseason tournament, we have seen United have beautiful long balls from one side of the pitch to the other side of the pitch. Not what I've been looking forward to in these games. Why aren't we not putting those long balls? Why aren't we not doing what we are doing in preseason in the normal season? Because I know United can close those balls, but I don't know why we're not doing that in the games. Because if we learn to close the balls, long ball, he can be able to bypass our midfield and get to the wingers and score or create chances. And we need to be able to, yes, to close those balls, but also time when to close them. Because sometimes we can miss time, we can close them too late, or we can find we can close too early, and then a winger has to run into it. So it's
Yeah,
a perfect timing as
that
well.
sounds indeed. I mean, if we compare wingers, by the way, who plays left wing with the injury of Cunha?
Dogo plays left wing.
Do you rate Dorgu?
He's fast down the wings, yes, but can he
Yeah,
close
but
the
it's your
ball well?
good. You
The
can be
issue can he?
fast, but it doesn't make you good yet, does it?
Yeah, he doesn't know how to close the ball well. That's the issue. Same as the lot. The lot can run, but he doesn't know how to close the ball into the box.
Yeah.
Or passes are mistimed or misplaced. And that's how the opposition win back position and counter faster than we do.
Okay, fair. Um, I mean, I'm not worried about Dorgu. If I'm being honest, I mean, we have Gvardiol back. I'm assuming we will play Gvardiol, Diaz, Husanov. If the only thing Dorgu can do is run fast, I'm not particularly worried about that because Husanov is one of the fastest players in the Premier League. So you're going to need more than pace to take on Husanov. And Buemo is one who really scares me. I think he's your only real threat, even if I'm being arrogant here. We all know Mbuemo is a great player, but do you see any goals coming other than Mbuemo in this game? Do you see any other threats coming, if not just Mbuemo?
I think that's the issue. We need our players to learn how to create chances for United. Yes, so that's the issue. Also, I think Mbomo is the main creative spark. I know last season it used to be Bruno Fernandes, and maybe playing Bruno Fernandes out of position this season has reduced that creative spark because he hasn't been closer to box. Because let's be honest, Bruno cannot play as a CM. So I think also that as well, and I think we do need to learn how to be aggressive on the ball, how to attack offensively. Yes, we have been creating chances, but can we convert those chances into goals? Can we be lethal? Can we be able to catch teams on good counter-attacks? That's the thing.
Are you
Because,
struggling to counter at the moment?
yes, you're asking what?
Are you struggling to make good counter attacks at the moment?
We do make good counter-attacks, but we struggle to get them into the box. And when we do get it into the box, we struggle to shoot on target or to score those goals.
Yeah, I mean, that sounds delicious for me because as a Man City fan, our weakness is the counter. I think, by the way, I think we both agree with this. Man City
Yeah,
will have most of the ball. Man
yeah,
City
that's
will
true.
dominate possession.
Yes,
Doesn't mean we'll do anything with it, but we will dominate possession. When we're dominating possession and you need to rely on a counter, and you're telling me we're not really scoring from a counter, and Phil Foden is coming back, and Gvardiol is coming back, these players who can shoot from distance. Rodri is more fit now, another player who can shoot from distance. Tijani Reinders will have proper support around him for the first time since he arrived. O'Reilly might play left back, another good goal scorer there. It seems like our goals are going up, and your goals are not doing that at the moment.
I believe that, yes, I think Ruben can be able to fix that because I think Ruben knows Gvardiol, Pep's Guardiola's system well. And remember, Pep has not managed to win much against Amorim. So Pep struggles against playing against Ruben's system. So I'm sure maybe Ruben knows how to tweak his system to beat Pep at it because yes, because last season we beat City at your ground, we beat you guys with the counter attacks. So if
Yes.
we can remember how to counter attack well and score those goals, I'm sure we can beat you guys again this season.
Yeah, but it's Bronto. You're saying right now you're not doing that. So, I mean, again, I know. A derby, players are more up for it, and you'll have some better performance. But you're saying at first 3 games of the season, you aren't countering well, which is one thing you need to do to beat City.
Yeah, I do know we do need to improve on that. But again, remember we have had at least 10 days of break. Some players went on international break, some players are
Yeah.
remained back. So I think Amorim worked on that, on how to improve that, and so that, especially with these breaks and you guys playing Champions League football, I think Amorim will work better on how to improve United's attack.
By the way, I also just want to mention,
Hmm.
and Old Trafford game
Yeah.
last season,
Hmm.
you did not have a single good chance. It was 0-0. We didn't have a good chance either, but
Yeah.
it was 0-0.
Hmm.
At the Etihad, Mateus Nunes gave that game away. He gave the ball away to Man United twice, from which you scored twice, which, yeah, that's Mateus Nunes being a bozo on our part. But you did not create those chances. You were gifted those chances by our players being poor. If we have ironed those mistakes out, which I think we do if we play Diaz, Gvardiol, Rusnov, you're not getting those chances again. So you don't just have to improve from this season, your countering, which you already say is poor. You have to improve from last season on your counters.
Yeah, we do have a lot to work on, and we are hoping that we can exploit City's mistakes as we did last game. We expected no
Yeah.
mistake, but yes, last game, you guys dominated the game. We were lucky to win. We were lucky to get those 3 points. I watched the game and I remember I was doing a live watch along for this channel, and I saw for a second I thought we were going to lose that game at some point, and just it's just good to feel that we came back into the game and we beat you guys. I think I'm also hoping for the same, whether we can improve from that performance and whether we can start like the way how we started against Arsenal. We started with intensity. I'm wondering whether we can play the same way we played against Arsenal, but now more we can convert our shots into goals, whether that's possible. But the way we played against Arsenal, we played well against Arsenal. We're just unlucky to convert our shots to goals.
Nah, that's fair. Uh, Draw be best for us, by the way, says Jet. I don't know about that, to be honest. I think best result for anyone in a title race is for City to lose, because it's my problem with City, yeah? I think when all our players are fit, I think we have a good starting 11 and we'll cook. But I mean, that's just sport squad building if you need 11 specific players to be fit at any given time. So, my problem is, not all our players are fit right now, and when we miss some players, we feel too monotone, we feel like we can't adapt. I think that's what Man City is suffering from right now. Man United, though, you're not adapting either. You're not changing to the environment as much as you should. So, yeah, I think it's a bit grim for Man City, but I do still think Man City are favourite to win this game. I don't know, how big do you think your chances are to win this? Because I think Man City will win.
I think both teams have some disadvantages heading to this game. I see both teams will struggle to score goals, and I think United will show up to that game because the thing with United, we can play poor against small teams. Then when it comes to big teams, we see United plays well. So that's the thing about United. So I think United will show up with concentration and obviously it's not to be a 0-0 draw. There will be some goals, obviously, but apart from that, I see this game is pretty even, to be honest. Both teams have had poor form. Both teams have had their struggles this season, and it would be blind to say that United will win, and it would be blind to say that City will win because both teams have struggled this season. We both know our weaknesses. We both know where we can be beaten, where we can. We both know how we can beat the other opposition side. So I think a draw will happen here, most likely. 1-1 draw will happen here.
1-1 draw. Fair enough. I don't see it, to be honest, but I can't be arrogant right now, can I? I mean, we've both set board for. Actually, you're above us, aren't you? Yeah, you got a draw to Fulham. Scummy draw that. You know what? We'll go above you after winning this game. But what Man United needs to do, I think, is just play Route 1 football. What Man City needs to do, is play a lower line. Don't play a high block or a high line. Play a mid block. Because if we play a high line, Amorim is going to destroy us, let's be honest.
Yeah.
We need to be reserved.
But also think sometimes Pep and Arteta are similar when it comes to playing against big teams. They overthink about it, they overcomplicate things. So I think Pep, yes, to you as a City fan, it will be easy to play a low line, but Pep will be thinking, what if they play a low block against us? How will we be able to score against them? So Pep will most likely be comfortable going for a high line. And you'll be like, as a City fan, why are you going for a high line when you should be playing a low?
I agree, and I think this is a failing on Pep Guardiola. He overthinks too much. I mean, that's everyone knows that. But I think if the idea is, well, we're always playing a high line, and how will we score if we play a mid block? But I think if you're just going into this game realizing Man United is not that good, and we have players who can score from distance, and we have Haaland, who's... I mean, let me ask your opinion on this. What do you think of the Haaland slander? Because I see a lot of people saying Haaland is not the best striker in the world, all of this stuff, and I think, proper bollocks that.
Haaland is a good striker, to be honest. Yes, he can underperform and can disappear. But I'm sure if Haaland is a lethal striker, if you underestimate him, he can score goals against you. But again, if you cut out the supply to Haaland, he disappears in games.
Yeah, that's true. He is reliant on a supply line, but does United have the quality to cut out that supply line?
I feel like we can't be able to cut out your supply line. Because most of your supplies are from the wings, right? To Haaland.
Yes, but we do have Tijani Reinders and Rodri, and coming back Foden now, who have all been able to find Haaland from midfield.
Yeah, but again, Foden has struggled with that past few games, right? Yeah, so I don't think Foden will magically appear to be on good form against United. So I think the only person I can say will be able to control that midfield is new signing from AC Milan. That guy is a good controller of the midfield.
Tijani Reinders.
Yeah, that I've seen the way he plays. He plays well. Also saw how he plays in Italy. He knows how to control a midfield well. So I think United can be able to cut out your supply to Haaland easily if we able to concentrate well and have consistency throughout the game. Can be able to make Haaland disappear in that game.
Yeah, fair. I mean, I struggle to see it honestly. I do think that I think people also underestimate Haaland's ability to make an impact on a game where he doesn't get the resources, where he doesn't get fed by his teammates. Because I just think back to I mean, to be fair, it's Ipswich, but I'll think back to Ipswich, where he just picks up the ball. He's not been getting passes for like 20 minutes straight. He picks up the ball, turns around, shoots it from outside of the box, and it goes bottom right corner. I'll think back to Brighton a little while ago. Similar story. He's not getting the ball from his teammates. He goes, picks it up, walks up the pitch, shoots from distance, bottom right corner. He is able to just say, I'm not getting passes here. Let me drop back, let me get a ball, and let me shoot. I think people undermine that ability because he doesn't do it a lot. But when he has to, he does attempt it, and more often than not, he does score.
No, but does he do that against big teams? That's the thing.
He did it against Madrid, which is the biggest team of all.
Yeah, that's a one-time thing, right?
Sure, but then he also did it against Bayern München.
Yeah, I think Bayern Munich is used to doing that because he came from that same league.
He came from Dortmund, but yeah, he came from Bundesliga.
Yeah,
But sure, he's got a lot of goals against Arsenal. The goal he scored against Liverpool was a very good goal from. It wasn't. It was just on the edge of the area. So he has scored. I mean, he scored a hat trick against you guys. He has scored against big teams, and he can do it. And he can pick up the ball from deep and score. And your goalkeeper, by the way, it's not a very good one.
yeah. Our goalkeeper is not a good goalkeeper. He's not the best I would have wanted us to have. To be honest, I would have preferred us to sign a better goalkeeper, a better number one, because I don't think I can trust Alta to be number two goalkeeper at United. I'll have preferred if we signed Lames and somebody like Diego Costa, or maybe like Donnarumma. I'll have loved us to sign Donnarumma instead of you guys. Yeah, but who's Ineos? Does not see that point of view. They say that let's choose between getting only one goalkeeper when both goalkeepers have been bad at playing. I feel like United we need to ship out our goalkeeping department and bring in a new goalkeeper department, like from number one to number three. Yes, we
Yeah,
started that with shipping out Onana. That's good, but we need to finish off the process. We need to ship out Alta. We need to ship out Hinton, and then we bring in a new goalkeeper department. At least let's bring in a new number one goalkeeper like Diego Costa from Porto. That will have been a good goalkeeper for United, or somebody else like Emilio Martinez, and then let's say number three spot to be like an academy goalkeeper. Let it remain academy.
yeah. I mean, also, academy goalkeepers are perfectly fine for third choice goalkeepers. I think a lot of people like shrug their shoulders when you say an academy goalkeeper. But let's be honest, it's a third choice player. Um, what, what I think here is for this derby, the goalkeeper can be the changing factor. We have Donnarumma, arguably the best in the world. You have maybe Sander Lammens if he even plays, probably by Inter, which is a disaster class waiting to happen. I'll predict 2-1. I'll predict 2-1 to be honest. I think Haaland scores a brace, and I think you guys will get a goal because we can't keep a clean sheet, but we will win 2-1. I do believe, I do hope that's what I say.
Actually, Lamens is not starting against City.
Yeah, I guess that. By Inter, disaster class incoming.
Yeah, I think the thing with Alta, he is scared of like when you overcrowd the box and defend his set pieces, he gets scared. He panics a lot in That's what helps opposition players to bully him in the box and score those headers. And that's
Sounds
what,
great for Haaland on the far post.
yeah. And I think we, if I not wanted, I have not wanted Alta to start the game. I have wanted Lamens to start at least, but I understand. I mean, starting a new goalkeeper against a big team like City will be intimidating. It will crush his confidence if he's smashed by City. But again, I hope that Bendia can improve. This is a hope, a big hope, but I know that will not happen. I think United, we need to make sure that we can learn how to defend our set pieces, our corner kicks, because if we depend on our goalkeeper to have confidence, then we'll concede goals against City. But if we protect our goalkeeper in corner kicks, I feel like we can keep City out of the box.
Yeah. But we are bored on set pieces, to be fair. But I mean, if you're bored on the corners yourself, it might be a battle of myths. I mean, that's what this derby is, isn't it? It's a battle of myths. This is why, because I've done a stream with Touchline, I've done a stream with Stretch Devil United, I've done a stream with Luke. That's 3 different streams already, and now a stream with you on this derby. And I feel like every single person I've talked to has had this muted response to the derby, which I've never really seen before. There's always been energy when it comes to this derby. But now it's muted. It's like both sides are scared. Both sides are like, oh, it's so bored. This is not really a man derby at this point. It's just 2 teams that are shadows of their former selves walking into this game here, and neither side has any confidence in themselves. Not you, not myself, not Luke, not Kalkster, not anyone I've done a stream with. Which is just... It tells a lot of where we are as teams, I think. It really does. I commend you for even backing your team to get a draw, to be honest, but a lot of City fans are predicting Man City to lose, so...
Yeah, as I said, coming to this game is that both teams, might be the worst form that both teams have coming to this game. Both teams do not have wanted to have this kind of form or starts coming to this game. I feel like both teams have wanted to come into the game with confidence or with having won like 2 games out of 3, but that's not the case. One team has won 1 game, drew 1 game. Another team has only won 1 and lost 2. He lost 1 against Brighton because I think against Brighton you expected it to be a draw. Then Brighton shocked you towards the end. That's what upset a lot of City fans. And then Tottenham, you are flattered by Tottenham from the start to the end. You were flattered by Tottenham. And then
I actually disagree with that. I think the first 20 minutes we looked brilliant against Tottenham. Then Aït-Nouri went off injured. Ake came on. Ake cannot do what Aït-Nouri does. Our system fell apart. And we just looked terrible. This is really Pep's problem. All his systems depend on one player doing one specific task. Aït-Nouri has to do this task. Rodri has to do this task. Tijani has to do this task. And when one of those players falls, you either have to put in a player who can do the exact same job, or your system collapses. And that's what Man City has seen. Against Tottenham, system collapsed. Against Brighton, Aït-Nouri was not 100% fit. And we actually played very good until Gustinov came on. Again, system collapsed. I think Man City is so fragile in that way. But I think if we pick out the right players and we play O'Reilly left back, I do think that we can have some solidity and some consistency there.
yeah, But again, I think Pep. I remember Pep used to buy players who are versatile and used to play versatility. In the was
Yeah.
it 2019, 2020? Then I don't know what happened with Pep. He decided that that's boring and it's a time to go to players specialize in players who can play only one position, who can only do a specific thing. It's like robotic football. He
I mean,
switched from
that's fine if Pep is going to change his style, but Pep is keeping the same style. That's yet buying monotone players.
yeah, and I feel like predict teams have started to predict how City will plays the game. If they take out one of your players out of the game or they make him feel uncomfortable, then the whole system collapses, and that's how City loses the game. Then sometimes I think Pep, he towards the end of the game, he starts to remove your good players out. Obviously, it's a normal thing managers do. And then teams start to get energy again and then beat you guys on one counter attack towards the end of the game, and then you guys lose a point that you guys were hoping to get or 3 points. So I think Pep, he needs to go. If you guys ever want to go back to the way you were, he needs to go back to the way he was.
I think he needs to do the opposite. I think he just needs to completely change. I don't think we'll ever be the way we used to be. I really just don't think it's possible. I mean, then again, we said we cannot replace Aguero, and we signed Haaland, so I guess that's multifaceted, but I think we'll never be the team we were before, and we have to completely change if we want to reach out old levels. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know about that.
But again, is Pep getting tired of being in the Premier League or managing City?
It could very well be. Listen, 9 years at the same place in a high intensity job is difficult.
And you can see at some point he's even creating his own competition. He sold Arsenal, Ateta. He's even selling City's back class goalkeepers or players to City, to Chelsea, to Arsenal. He's trying to create his own competition, and yeah, so I think he's getting tired eventually. I think City has to start a successful plan on who to succeed after Pep, because I don't see Pep lasting another 5 years at City or another 3 years at City, because you can see the way he's playing with tactics and everything. He's tired. He's getting tired. He's losing the motivation. Because I'm sure last season, if Pep was at his best, Liverpool would not have run away with the league. Liverpool have had tough competition, but they walked away with the league. So you can tell that Pep is not the same as he was back then.
Do you think that Man City squad last season, though, in fairness to Pep, was good enough to win a league title?
We have seen what Pep has done when he wants to win something. So I feel like at some point you have to blame Pep for some losses that you guys had, and also at some point you have to blame the injuries. But again, it's a manager that chooses a player, but the players are responsible for how they perform in 90 minutes. But who
Yeah.
chooses the players are the managers, is a manager. So at the end of the day, Pep has some responsibility of how you guys performed last season.
Absolutely, I agree with that. I completely agree with that. I think Pep bears a lot of responsibility to how we're playing right now. But with all of that said, I do still think we win the game. I'm going in here very negative, but then I'm saying, oh, we're winning the game. But yeah, it really says more about you lot than it says about Man City, really. But that's my
Yeah,
prediction, 2-1.
I think the most realistic result will be a draw. But if you guys win, I'm sure you guys will win to a scrappy goal or to a goal that United should have defended well. But again, I think the most realistic result will be a draw. maybe not the 0-0 draw as the last derby. Obviously, there'll be one goal scored there and there, but a draw will happen most likely. And if you guys win, it's through a sloppy goal or through a set piece that we could not defend well.
I can see that happening as well. I can see that happening. So, anyhow, because you're saying you think we'll just slap a goal off from a set piece or something like that, but do you think that Bayender could be the big mistake there? That maybe Bayender cost you the game?
Yeah, I'll say is that if City win the game, it will be through a counter attack or through a corner kick. Bendea will get scared. He'll be overclouded by a City player. He'll cover panic or overthink. Then Bendea will not save that shot. It will be maybe a goal that any goalkeeper will save if he had confidence. And yeah, United could struggle against Donnarumma because Donnarumma is good at it. And I think United, Sesko would be up for a good test against Donnarumma. Donnarumma was the reason why PSG won the quadruple, and nobody can deny that. Even if PSG signed a new goalkeeper, Donnarumma was the reason why PSG defense was the way it was. So I think Sesko against Donnarumma, that will be a real test to see how Sesko can score against Donnarumma, and I hope Sesko is ready for that test. Yes, Sesko has not scored in the international break. He has been unfortunate, but he did get an assist, which was ruled offside. Hopefully, with that confidence, has boosted it a bit. But I see a draw happening here still. But if it goes to your prediction, it will be a sloppy goal or a goal United cannot defend. Oh, yeah, or something we should have defended if we had concentration.
Yeah, I can see that. I can see all of that happening. I mean, I agree with most of that.
Yeah, I'll really say if you guys score, it won't be a goal that you guys did out of chance, but maybe because United they switched off in the game.
I mean, we both have that problem. We both have that problem where we just switch off suddenly.
Yeah, I think with United that's the issue. I think with United we don't know how to hold on to a lead. You can see with United even throughout last season, United scores a goal within 15 minutes. The opponent either scores or starts to look like as if they're likely to score. Then after the opponent scores, United will consider another goal in within 5 minutes or 10 minutes. Season as well. Against Fulham, United scored in the 53rd minute. Fulham equalized in the 71st minute. That's around the 0 to 15 minutes gap, as I said. So United needs to learn how do we control our lead beyond 20 minutes after we score a goal.
Yeah, no, fair.
And the players need to learn that yes, we've conceded a goal, but it's 1-1. Let's go out and hunt for another goal. But no, the players panic. They curve in and they let the opposition now dominate position, and that's when the opposition gets confident and they score another goal to win the game. And I can see if City wins the game, it will be the same pattern as I said in my match reviews, the same issues. Yeah, so I think I see both ways happening, but most likely it will be a draw. But if it goes your way, it will be the same issues that I have raised in this preview. Yeah.
Oh, okay. I mean, that's interesting that you say that you get the lead and then you give it away. You do something stupid. You lose attention, you lose focus. Is that a mentality issue then for Man United? What do you attribute that to?
Yeah, it is sad as a United fan to watch because you want your team to do well, you want your team to concentrate, you don't want to panic with the opposition score within 15 minutes after we score, or you don't want your team to be confident, like, yes, we have scored one goal, let's go for a second goal, let not be comfortable at scoring one goal, let's score more and more. Let not let not the opposition scoring goal be the reason why we score a second goal. Like, I want to see United have a clean sheet win. I want us to see a game where we can dominate a game for like more than 15 minutes or 30 minutes when we have the lead.
Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna be honest. You're not. If you get an early goal, I do think it's kind of traps because we panic whenever we go a goal down. We have the opposite. When you guys score a goal, you panic. When we concede a goal, we panic. So I do think that might balance out though.
Yeah, but you can see with City, yes, you panic, but eventually, within like 15 minutes, you will gain confidence and start looking like you want to equalize, right? With United, that's not the case. We panic, we we be in our eggshell for a bit. Then you can see like towards the end of the game or after 30 minutes, we start to gain confidence. While with City, there's that urgency to score again. Yes, you panic initially. That happens with all teams, but how do you respond after you panic? How long do you take to gain confidence to attack again? And with United, we are slow in that department.
Okay, I mean, it's not like City is much better in that area. If I'm being honest, we we aren't the City of old. Like this thing, mentality. Even it's not like City from back in the day. When we go into a panic, we stay panicked. We give away games. We really do. It's very pathetic the way Man City is playing right now.
Yeah, and yeah, so I still see a draw happening, but yeah, I hope for the best team to win. Obviously, my team, hopefully, but it's not hard if a draw happens. Yes, we'll lose two potential points, but at least it's better than not losing all 3 points. But I want us to win. Yes, I want us to beat City again. That's the wish of every United fan, to have the bragging rights so that you can say for the second week in a row we are above City. And I think if City loses, they go to 17th, right?
It depends on all the results, but we got
But most likely, what position do you think you'll be if you lose?
probably like 15, 16, 17, depending on all the results.
Yeah, it is most likely the same position United will be if we lose to you. And I think if we draw to you guys, depending on results, we could be number 10, we could drop to number 10. But if we beat you guys, we could be going closer to European sports. We could be 7th or 8th. Yeah. So I think it's a must win for United. We should be able to give our A game. And yes, we have our defenses. Yes, both teams are having the worst run to a derby that any team will have not wanted to have a run. But I hope United exploits City's lack of confidence or City's injuries, and I hope we win the game. 3 points is online. Yeah. So who do you think will start for City, the lineup?
Um, I think for City will be Going from defense first, Donnarumma, O'Reilly, because Aït-Nouri is injured, Gvardiol, Diaz, Gustinov, then Rodri, Nico Gonzalez, Foden, Tijani, Foden. I mean, it's the same difference. And probably Savio, and then Haaland up top. So that's going to be a back four of like Nuri, Gvardiol, Diaz, Gustinov, I reckon, with Gustinov playing as a right back. Then a double pivot of Rodri and Nico Gonzalez with Tijani in the 10. Foden playing as a right winger, Savio on the left, and Haaland, well, down the middle, of course.
Yeah, for United, obviously Bendia will start. Whether it's not a wish of any United fan. The back three, I like to see Lenny Euro play. Delete and Maguire. I think those are the most physical centre backs we have left. And yeah, for right back, for the wing backs, I see Amorim go for defensive wing backs. Even though we'll have wanted one defensive and one attacking, but I guess big teams Amorim likes to go for defensive wing backs. Yes, the lot is injured, so Mastroianni will play on the right back, and Dogu will play on the left back. I don't think De Leon has any much fitness to start. And yeah, for the CM spots, I see Kobe start. Ugarte is not a wish of every fan, but Casemiro, for the thing with Casemiro, he isn't the same. So I think he'll start Kobe and Ugarte. Yes, and for the attacking midfielder spot, obviously Bruno stays to start, and then Obomo will play. So Bruno will play left attacking midfielder, Obomo will play right attacking midfielder. I want for striker us to start Sesko. Sesko needs to start a game. We cannot start somebody like Zaxi. I feel like Zaxi is better off if we bring him on as a sub, yes. And also somebody like Ahmad as a sub. So I think that will be my starting 11. And yeah, I think with the injuries of Dalot, Mount, and Cunha, the only person that will hurt our squad a lot that will miss against City will be Cunha. Mount has been up and down. Mount, yes, he's creative, but we haven't created goals with two Mount. He has assisted maybe once or twice, not as much as we will have wanted him to be. So I think we'll not miss much of Mount or Dalot. The only person who miss much of is Cunha. Yeah.
Fair. I don't think Dorgu really scares me at all, I'll be honest, but and Mbeumo is, I think, the biggest threat on that pitch, for sure.
Yeah, Mbeumo would play. It would be interesting to see how Mbeumo partners with Bruno in the attacking midfielder cohort. That would be interesting to see. And it should be something that should have started the season with, to be honest. But anyway, at least now we get to see Kobe having starting minutes, which he should have been having for quite a while. But I think with Amorim, he needs to learn about better squad management and how to profile this players well, because Bruno and Kobe cannot play in the same position. Both are different players of different profiles of players. Wendy is good as being a CM, and Bruno is good as being an attacking fielder, that's an number 10. And yes, I understand Amorim since Menu as a successor to Bruno. I still feel like if Bruno leaves, we still need to find a successor to Bruno, or we don't need much because we have Cunha and Mbomo. So again, my question is, where does Bruno fit into this squad? Again,
Yeah.
yeah. And once we signed Mbomo and Cunha, I don't see Bruno fitting into the squad anymore, except from the positive vibes that he brings to the squad.
I think he's your best player, though.
Yeah, but again, if you want to put him into the starting 11, where do you put him?
Right wing. I'll just play him right wing.
Bruno.
Sorry, Bruno. I mean, just down the middle. Attacking midfield. Cunha left. Bruno down the middle. And Mbeumo down the right.
But again, Amorim will not be willing to change from a backseat formation.
That's his fault. That just seems like stupid is it arrogance? Is it stubbornness? I don't know what it is, but it seems not very smart at the very least.
Because you have seen how the Real Madrid manager yes, at Leverkusen he played at 41, but he's at least changed to 43. He adapted. Because a good manager adapts to the team he inherits. And I feel like Amorim should have played at 41 with United. Yes, he plays the same tactics, but at least play at 41. Something that the players are used to. United are used to a back four for a long time. That has been our traditional defensive structure. So changing from a back four to a back three, and then with a contract length of 2 years, and you expect to win something with that, you don't expect to win anything much. So I think Amorim should have done the due diligence and stuck to a back four, play 4-2-3-1, but at least play your tactics to a 4-2-3-1.
Yeah. Well, I agree with that. He won't do that, unfortunately for you guys. Fortunately for us.
Yeah. Anyway, thank you so much for joining this stream. It has been enjoyable having you on the stream. I think this is the first time on the stream. Yeah. So you want to shout out your socials or?
Alf Vervaeke on YouTube. That's the only real place where I'm active. Do a Blue Friday show every Friday, so that was earlier today. I do weekly shows on Wednesday with another Man City fan, and I do Man City content just throughout the season, watch-alongs, previews, all of that. So yeah, come join me if you are up for that.
Yeah,
And
so
thank you for having me on.
make sure you go subscribe to his socials that he has mentioned. And yeah, he's a great City fan that I've seen. I remember coming on to this channel and how he speaks passionately about City. Yeah, I think City fans are rare to find on YouTube. Very rare.
We proper art, to be fair. It's not a lot of. You know what the problem is, yeah? Because the YouTube age is like 18 to like 30 years old, right? That's majority of people on YouTube. But City fans, we have a large fan base of older people, like 50 to 70. And we have a very large fan base of very young people of like 8 to 12. But like that like 18 to 30 bracket, which is the majority of people on internet, there's not a lot of City fans in that bracket. So there's not a lot of City fans on the internet. But that will change in a few years when the younger fans break through. But for now, we're kind of dead on YouTube, I can't lie.
Yeah, you're kind of scarce to find on YouTube.
I mean, it's true, yeah.
Because I think you can find a lot of United content creators on YouTube, or Chelsea or Arsenal. I think also Liverpool is the same thing. It's rare to find a Liverpool content creator. There are not many of them.
I think that's a bit more than Man City creators, but I think Chelsea has a surprising amount. I think Chelsea is just so full of like on football YouTube.
Yeah, I think Chelsea and United and Arsenal. That way, you can find a lot of content creators. Then Liverpool is a second list, and then Man City is the list.
I mean, I wouldn't know the exact statistics, but anyhow, Man City fans will listen. As Man City continues to win league titles, we will be there. We will be there.
But I also think we mentioned most of your young fan base is from age to 12. What if those fan base are not as loyal as your older fan base is? Because most of them are just there for the trophies, right?
I mean, that's true for every big club.
No, but for now, at least for United, you can say there's a balanced age group for fan base. So you can say
Yeah, but
most of
that's because
United's fan
Man
base is
United
not
has
there
been
for the
successful
trophies.
for longer. That's because United has been successful for longer.
So most of your young fan base are most of glory hunters.
I won't say that, but I think when you're successful for much longer, you're gonna have a more balanced age. You're gonna have more balanced fans per age category and stuff. And listen, Man United wasn't always the biggest club in Manchester. There were time periods where City was considered the bigger club and the more relevant club, such as the 80s when Man City was relegating you guys, and Man City had just come off a period of success. So, I mean, things ebb and flow. Things ebb and flow.
Yeah, I think so. But then what is happening with your 150 charges? Okay.
No man knows at this, but I mean, we're not guilty. I'm convinced of that much, but no man knows. Really, no one knows.
I think most likely it just be a big fine. I think guys will get.
I mean, yeah, they can fine us all we want. We're the richest club in the Premier League, so that's not gonna do much.
Yeah, but we all know that somehow you're guilty for what you have done. It does that we cannot prove it.
Okay. What a trophy.
Yeah, but I think it is hard to see City get away with these charges. But again, it's part of football. Football is more of an economical sport nowadays. So the more money you have, the more you can get away with these things.
I mean, yeah, that's true, but that's always how it's been. The big clubs dominate with money and can get away with things that they really shouldn't get away with, but that's just the nature of the beast.
Yeah, but don't you think it's sad because teams like the Foxes, Nottingham, they had point deduction against them, whereas these big teams, we can just flex our money and the Premier League will forgive our sins that we have done.
Listen, not my problem that other teams aren't as good as us as at cheating. The rest of the Premier League has wanted our downfall for a long time now. I don't much care for the rest of the Premier League anymore. So, listen, sad maybe, but that's something of a that's not really our problem, is it? That's the problem of other Premier League clubs and other Premier League clubs, their fans.
Okay, and let's say hypothetically, Pep leaves City. Who do you want to take over from Pep?
Well, I've got a list of names, but it looks like the club is leaning towards Cesc Fabregas in case Pep does leave.
Wait, who and who?
Cesc Fabregas. So he started managing at Como and he's doing really well. So that's who the
Yeah.
club is leaning towards, it seems.
He'll be a good manager, to be honest. I see him doing well at City. Like the
Uh,
way he plays in Italy, can tell he should be a good City manager.
I'd hope so. I've not watched much of Como, to be honest. I really should, but if the club wants him, I trust this club to get these decisions right, because they have done so with our past three managers, with Pep, with Pellegrini, and with Mancini.
Yeah, but also I think the way Como is arranged as a football club, it is similar to City. There's a City has more money than Como, but similar.
Very much rich Como, that's what you're saying.
No, like what I'm saying is that Como is like becoming like a city of Italy. Without the
That's a
money.
hell of a prediction. I mean, I'm not here to say it can't happen. Sure, why not?
Yeah, so I think a manager at Como, he'll not have much to adjust to if he becomes a city manager. Maybe he'll just have to get used to spending more money than he was spending at Como.
I mean, spending money is a skill as well. Because, for example, Man United spends a lot of money, but doesn't do anything with it. Spending money correctly is a skill. So yeah, that is something you need to get used to. But yeah.
But I think you mentioned that United doesn't spend money well. Yes, we haven't, but I think this summer we spent well. Our signings that we have signed, those are smart signings, and I hope going forward in the next transfer windows we can improve on that and continue the same way we implemented it to this summer signings. Yes, next summer we should be go for center, CM, a goalkeeper, and basically cover up for the wing backs. But apart from that, I think United is okay. Oh, I think Annie is suggesting company, company from Bayern Munich.
No thanks. I'll pass up on my exes. Vincent Company is just. I mean, Man City fans do this too much. They want to go back to their ex all the time. Vincent Company, let him do his thing. I want to see him do something in Europe before I take him. Not yet for the Company. I think it's too early for him.
I think company has not proven himself yet. I think it's too. Yes, as you said, it's too late for him to take over at City. At Bayern Munich, he started to learn how to manage a big club well, and that's something he's learning slowly but slowly. Yes, last season, Man City, no, Bayern Munich won a trophy. But apart from that, Bayern Munich has not dominated Germany last season. You know,
Yeah.
Bayern Munich fans don't want to admit it, but they did not dominate Germany last season because they their national cups, they lost those national cups last season. It's like the way Bayern Munich won the Bundesliga is the same way how Liverpool conquered did with England last season. Both teams did not dominate, but somehow they were lucky to win the leagues. That's because there's lack of competition that season.
Fair.
Yeah, so I think yes, I don't think there's a perfect manager that can replace Pep. I think what you can do is find a manager that can suit your style better. But replacing somebody like Pep, you can never replace Pep. The manager
Yeah.
better than Pep.
Yeah, replacing arguably the best manager of all time. That's never easy.
Yeah. And yeah, so I think you guys already have your style of football. You already know what you play. And if eventually you replace Pep, it will be a manager that suits your style of football. That's the same way how Liverpool never really replaced Klopp, even though they want to admit they have replaced him with Arne Slot. I don't think Arne Slot cannot really say Arne Slot is a good manager until he has his own starting 11 of his own players.
I mean that. No matter what players you have to make do. I think that's also a thing. You just have to make do with what you have sometimes. If you're being paid a lot, which these players or these managers are, you've got to make do with what players you have. You can't always have the excuse of I don't have my players yet. I think to an extent that can be true, but you do have to make something of what you do have.
Yeah, I'm not saying he's a bad manager. What I'm just saying is, for him to go from good to a great manager, you have to see how he does with his own set of players. But here he did improve Liverpool. He tweaked a bit of what was going wrong with Klopp's squad. So yes, he's a good manager for that. And hopefully we got to see what goes on. But I think slowly but slowly, I think Liverpool's worst signing this summer was signing foreign rights. As a United fan, I'll say that's the worst signing they did. He doesn't suit the Premier League, he suits more of the Bundesliga. His playoff style, everything.
Not sure I'd agree with that. But I mean, I don't really care too much about that, to be honest. Like, I don't think we're going to catch them either way. I think they're too far ahead of us. So, to be crude, I don't really care about it, to be honest.
Yeah. Anyway, I think that's all. Yeah, so I'll wrap up the stream and yeah. Yeah, so Liverpool fan is mentioning his elite.
I would have loved to have words, I know that much, but anyhow.
I'm not saying it's elite, I'm just saying it will be interesting to see how he develops at Liverpool, because the way he has started at Liverpool is not that good compared to his Germany form. But I'm not saying it's not elite or good enough. He just needs to improve on that. But anyway, yeah. So let me wrap up this stream. Yeah, make sure you check out his channels. Make sure you subscribe to the Football Overseas channel, like the stream, and share with your friends and family members. I'll see you guys next time. And yeah, you can leave us. I played the outro. Yes. So let me.
Thanks for watching Football Overseas. We appreciate you joining us for today's live stream. If you enjoyed the action and analysis, be sure to like, share, and subscribe to our channel for more thrilling sports content. Stay connected with Football Overseas. Follow us on social media, Instagram at _Foyt2019 _ X, Twitter at Kyle44323945. Facebook, Football Overseas and Football for Life Show. TikTok, FO_NextGen_SportShub. Our shows include Premier League Game Month Show, a live review at the end of every 4 game weeks. Champions Crystal Ball Show, dive deep into UEFA competitions. Goal Plus Africa, everything African football. Eurovision, focused on European leagues. Libertadores Vision, South American football insights. United Frontline, all about Manchester United. Harambee Stars Unleashed, celebrate the Kenyan national team. Leagues we cover, Premier League. Championship. FA Women's Championship. La Liga. Serie A Scottish Premiership, Bundesliga, South African Premiership, Portuguese Primeira Liga, other competitions and sports, UEFA Super Cup, Europa League, Champions League, Club World Cup, FA Cup,